everybody, it's Caroline here again from SJRkids at home. Hope you all had a lovely Easter and you got some chocolate eggs and maybe even managed to roll some eggs if you have a garden with a bit of a slope. Yeah, we missed having egg rolling at the church last week, but I'm sure you made up for it on your own, hopefully. Anyway, hope you're keeping well, staying home and staying safe. And this week we're looking at the week after Easter, and we're looking at doubting Thomas and how he actually doubted that Jesus had risen from the dead and had come back to life, and he didn't believe it unless he'd seen it himself. And I've got a wee dilemma, not a dilemma, a wee puzzle for you just now. I'm showing you this box, okay? The box I've got. It's got a foreign name on it. I don't know what that means, but if I told you there was 3 bars of chocolate in it, or 2 bars of chocolate, or 1 bar of chocolate, do you believe me? Do you believe me just by me telling you? Or do you believe me only if you see it? And that's what this week's story really is all about. And so you can have a think and see whether or not you think I'm telling the truth, and whether or not there's some chocolate in this box, or whether there isn't. And if seeing really is believing, or whether or not just hearing about it and believing the person without actually having to see it. Okay? So in this week after Easter, when Jesus has risen from the dead and has come back to some of the disciples, but Thomas hasn't seen him. And so Thomas is very doubting, which is obviously why he's called Doubting Thomas. And I'm going to read you the story, and you can see what you think. Okay, here we go. The return of Jesus from the dead was all the disciples could talk about. Every one of them was so excited about it. Well, not exactly every one of them. Thomas wasn't excited because Thomas had missed it. Unless I see the marks that the nails made in his hands, I won't believe he's alive, Thomas said. A week earlier, Jesus had appeared to 10 of the disciples. They were gathered together, hiding because they were afraid that they may be killed next. Although they were in a locked room, Jesus appeared and said, "Peace be with you." As the disciples rejoiced, Jesus said, "As God the Father sent me, now I send you." Then he breathed on them, saying, "Receive the Holy Spirit. When you forgive people their sins, they are forgiven. When you find people guilty, they are guilty." Thomas was with the others in the house now. "I'll only believe if I put my finger in the marks and my hand in his side," he said. The doors were closed, just as they had been before, but again Jesus appeared. He said, "Peace be with you." Then he spoke to Thomas. "Look at my hands and put your finger in the holes. Put your hand in the wound on my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas was suddenly as excited as the rest of the disciples. "My Lord and my God," he cried. Jesus asked Thomas, "Have you only believed because you have seen me? God blesses all those who believe even though they haven't seen me." This is why the story of Jesus was written down, so that people may believe that he is the Messiah, the Son of God. All who believe in Jesus will have life through him. Okay, so, doubting Thomas. Now, have you been doubting? Or do you believe me? What do you think? Let's have a look and see whether or not Caroline was telling the truth. And here we go, and look at this. I have 1, 2, 3, and I do have 3 bars of chocolate in that box. Did you believe me? Did you think I might be cheating you out of one? But there you go. Lovely vegan chocolate. It is very nice actually. Pure heavenly if you want mum and dad to get you some. Okay? But you've probably had enough chocolate from Easter. Now, as some of you may know, there is a group called Kelvin Dalers Together that's been put together by people of the church, and it's to help vulnerable people and people who are having to self-isolate because they can't go outside because of the coronavirus. And it lets people go and get some shopping for them at the Londis Mini Mart on Kelvindale Road and deliver it to them so that nobody is being left without food that they may need. So for those of you, your mum and dads may have seen this, and it's a poster that has been developed, and it's just to let people know there are posters around already. But if any of you are able to print off one of these, I've managed to print it off. The Kelvindalers Together page is on Facebook, and this post is from last Saturday, the 12th of April, and it's asking if you want, and if you can, maybe you could colour in the rainbow and maybe put this up somewhere where people can see it. Just we want as many people to see it as possible so that people know that there are people out there to help them. And obviously, if you know of any neighbours or anybody that's around that may be on their own and struggling, then let us know as well, okay? But this poster, I will get it attached. I'll see if Matt can attach it to the link. But if not, if you can go onto that Kelvindalers Together page on the Facebook Facebook thing, can't think what the word is, the website, then you're able to print it off from that, because I managed to do it and I'm not very techno, so I'm sure you'll be much better at it than me, and you can maybe draw and colour in that beautiful rainbow, okay? So I'll hopefully speak to you again soon. I do hope you're all keeping well. This should be the end of the Easter holidays now, but you're obviously going to be off for a wee while longer. I know it's hard. We've got this lovely weather. For those of you that have got gardens, then obviously you can play outside. And hopefully for others that maybe don't have a garden, you're able to get out for a wee walk and get a wee bit of exercise. And I might see you around, because I try and get a walk every day if I can. Okay, so stay safe, keep well, and stay home. And speak to you soon. Bye.